Good morning. Beautiful Tuesday morning. Ugh. So my son yesterday was supposed to be going to school. He's in kindergarten. Got sent home. He was sick. He was kind of feeling a little off that morning. I kind of had a feeling he was going to wind up sick. I think though this morning I'm kind of waking up with a little bit of a scratchy throat myself. Nothing too serious. I don't know if it's here lately with this weather change. If anyone lives in Georgia, they know exactly what I mean. Georgia, it goes from spring to winter to summer, back to spring to fall, all in about 2 days' time. It's like we experience all four seasons by the end of the week, guaranteed. And it just wreaks havoc on your sinuses and allergies and stuff like that. So took a little bit of Zyrtec this morning, just to try to dry up some of the sinuses, stuff like that, get some of the mucus dried up and out. Try to get on top of it before it gets worse. That seems to have worked in the past for me a lot. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of mentality. I know I probably look like crap. I just woke up. But I'm gonna do a little short video here today. Kind of run a little bit behind. Did my 4:30 alarm instead of my 4:15 alarm, and even after that, I kind of just sat there and looked into the abyss. Nah, I'm just kidding, not the abyss, but just kind of sat there and got my bearings about me for a little bit there. I kind of felt like that little fox on the meme where he's on at the end of the bed with his hands between his legs, just looking out. That's kind of how I felt this morning. But I'm gonna just move a little weight around. As I mentioned before, this week's kind of just a filler week. I just finished my bulk last week, so this week just going to the gym. I don't want to get out of the habit of getting up a little bit early and going to the gym. I want to keep that habit going because I'm the type of person that as soon as I stop doing it, it's hard for me to get back into it. I'm starting to realize dieting and stuff is that way too. That's why I don't really like the bulking and cutting, as I mentioned before. Also, it's mainly the, like right now my face is real kind of puffy. I feel heavy. Well, I am heavy, and and then it's so hard for me to transition with the food. Like when I get into a good cutting nutrition where I'm eating my eggs and chicken and vegetables and fruits and drinking my waters, drinking the occasional, 0 cal XYZ drink every once in a while when I get tired of the water. I just, like, I feel better, if that makes sense. But it's like when I'm on the bulk, I allow myself to eat breads, which breads are notorious for just making me blow up. So it definitely fills me up and fills me out. Like the first coming off the cut for about the first 2-3 weeks, it's like it fills me up in all the right places. Those first week, that first, I'll say 2 weeks. It's like my muscles get saturated with the carbs and the sodium and all the good things that bread does to you. Lasts for about 2 weeks. By the time that third or fourth week hits, I'm starting to realize that's when it just overdoes it, and then I start just getting like a real bloated, saturated, kind of puffy look after 2 weeks of it. So it kind of reminded me about how what's his name? I've mentioned him before. He's a professional bodybuilder, Lee Haney. Lee Haney talked about how um, the bodybuilders that came after him were basically mass monsters, and they were getting really huge all year, and then they'd have to train down to get on stage. Versus his generation did the opposite, where they pretty much were very lean all year, and they actually, a week or two before the competition, would actually puff up or bulk up right before the competition. And then the rest of the year, they just kind of stayed very lean. So, he felt like that was a healthier way of going because it put less stress on the body with all the ups and downs of bulking and dieting, bulking, cutting, and then especially when they would go for preps. Because I mean, some of these people would walk around at like, I don't know, almost 300 pounds. By the time they hit stage, they're 240. So I mean, that's 60 pounds of weight loss in what, like 3-4 months time. I mean, that the amount of stress on the body is just crazy. Versus people like Lee Haney, he would, I can't remember the exact numbers, but let's say he would walk around year round 210, 215, and then, the last couple months just bulk up to 230. Which, again, I mean, he would bulk up and have to increase his intake a little bit, but that style seems a lot healthier. And he was pretty much notorious for not really doing all the protein shakes and stuff like that everybody else would do. He would just eat whole foods a lot. Um, he said the only time that he had to do the protein shakes every once in a while was if he was traveling on the road, couldn't get access to food, or he would be in one of those short little bulks. But even after the bulk was done, it was just to be bigger and fuller on stage, and then, afterwards he would be done again. And he pretty much ate pretty consistently throughout the year, except for that last little bulk there. And I honestly feel like that might be the way that I choose to go moving forward, is kind of cutting out the protein shakes. I know here I've been doing pretty much protein shakes for breakfast on the road when I'm up here in Warner Robins and stuff. I might try to cut that back and then just do like a little intermittent fast almost, which I'm not trying to claim that's the way to go. But usually what I've been doing is I've not been really eating a breakfast when I come up to Warner Robins to work, but I eat more of an earlier lunch, like around 11, 12. I make sure I'm already eating lunch, and I get up at 4:30, so I mean, you can do the math there. That's a good, 6-7 hours before I eat breakfast when I wake up that early. So, I think that might work better for me. Just instead of putting a protein shake there, I just, drink my coffee and that's it. And then just wait until the 11:30 comes, and then eat my early lunch, so to speak, and then from there I might get me a little snacky snack, trying to make it a healthy one, maybe like some fruit, peanuts, or something like that, something whole food related on that, and then just have me a dinner, and then at dinner make it maybe like I'm not a big salad person, so maybe like I'm trying to cut out bread, so I wouldn't be able to do a sub either. Or maybe I could do a sub, just do like a flatbread sub or something. Or just go somewhere like fried green tomatoes, get like some beef tips and rice to end out the day, and then go to sleep. And yeah, that would be like a full day of eating right there. Um, and that would be a good cut. Another thing I do like to eat, admittedly, mainly for my stomach, and I haven't been doing it lately, and I notice a difference when I do it versus when I don't, is eating yogurt at night, like some Greek yogurt or something like that. When I eat the Greek yogurt, it's like my bloating and stuff kind of goes down a little bit. My poops are better because of the Greek yogurt, and all in all, I feel like my stomach loses some of the maybe some of the water retention and stuff like that it carries sometimes. So I feel like that Greek yogurt does help me. It's high in protein. You can get it where it's like zero sugar, zero fats, and all that kind of stuff. The one that I use a lot is the Chobani, or I'm probably saying that wrong. Chobani, something like that. But that Greek yogurt's really good. If you're trying to get like super super high protein in it, you can actually scoop some of your favorite protein in it. Like if you got like let's say I don't carry I don't carry protein powder with me anymore, but I used to have one that was like a double fudge brownie, and I've had some from I want to say that it was from anyways, it was Fruit Loop flavored is what it was, or like Fruity Pebble flavored. It was by Dymatize, and it was a Fruity Pebble flavor. And I used to get the Greek yogurt, like the strawberry zero cows Greek yogurt, and I would put half a scoop of the Fruity Pebble flavored um, protein powder, stir it up, and I actually would take some of the actual Fruity Pebbles, like the actual box cereal, and I would sprinkle that on top just to give it that crunch. And it was actually really good. I might get back into doing something like that a little bit. Because I mean, you're talking, let's see, I think the Greek yogurt had like 10 grams of protein. I'm just spitballing some numbers here. I don't know the actual numbers. I think it had like 10 grams of protein. A whole scoop is like another 24. So you cut that in half. You got 12. So you're talking like 22 grams of protein, zero carbs, zero fats. If you were to if you didn't put the Fruity Pebbles cereal on top, like sprinkle it on top, like a parfait almost. If you do sprinkle that on, you could probably add in like 5 carbs because it's not that much. You're just sprinkling on top. But overall, I feel like that was a very good snack. And then, of course, fruits. I mean, fruits are amazing. Watermelon's a big go to because watermelon basically is just 90% water, a little bit of sugar, and that's about it. And it's so good. I really like kiwis. Let's see, what's bananas? Bananas are kind of your higher carb fruit, but it's really good for a lot of other reasons with the vitamins and minerals and potassium and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm gonna get in here, go to the gym, work out a little bit, do some cardio. I might actually get on the bike and just kind of study a little bit. As I mentioned before, I do have a midterm at the end of this week, so trying to focus on getting all that studied up. But all right, you beautiful people, have a good day.